Everything is exactly as it should be at this very moment in time. Now, I'm sure some of you that just heard that are like, yeah, right. Things are really kind of sucky right now, and I don't like how everything is right now. So how can you say that? This is a phrase that I like to use when I am going through some tough stuff. So it's not a affirmation, if you will, like, I'm happy, everything's just how it should be. It's not a pretending. It is something so you realize that everything is not happening to you, it is happening for you. And again, some of you are like, yeah, I don't believe that. All this crappy stuff that happened when I was a kid is exactly how it was supposed to be. That stuff that happened 5 years ago, that was exactly how it was supposed to be. Well, those are things to help you to push your limits, to help you learn, to help you to grow, to help you to evolve. So let's say right now you are going through something and you're like, this just really sucks. I wish it wasn't this way. You may have heard how a lot of times that like your health may have gotten bad because you have built up emotion or built up traumas, or you haven't dealt with stuff. It's oftentimes you like think about when you react to something and you're like, oh, that's scary, and you want to cry or something, and your parents are like, don't cry, suck it up. So you suck it up. So that got buried down inside of you. And so things just keep getting buried and buried and buried. And a lot of times when you're going through a transformational journey, these things can start to come up. And things will only come up for when you're ready to deal with them. The universe isn't going to give you any more than you can really handle, even though you're like, well, crap, that was a lot for me to handle. But things will come up. Think about this. You've got crap, a big pile of crap, okay? And you don't want to deal with it. So what do? You push it in the corner, okay? I'll deal with it later, okay? Oh, here's some more crap. I'm going to push it to the corner. Oh, more. In the corner, in the corner, in the corner, in the corner. I don't want to deal with it. I'm going to ignore it. And you're just like, okay, it's over there. I don't see it. And eventually that pile of crap starts getting really stinky. And you're like, oh, wow, that's a big old pile of crap. And how are you going to get rid of that pile of crap now? Because you didn't deal with things that happened a long time ago. They might have been just super minor things, super duper minor things, okay? But now you got a big old pile of crap to deal with, and what are you going to do? Well, that could be your health issue. Crap. Okay, now I got to deal with this health issue. Well, you can go and try to have somebody help to fix you. You can't pay somebody, I guess you could, to go deal with your crap, but it's your crap. Nobody wants to clean up your crap. You got to deal with your crap. Don't expect other people to deal with your crap. It's your crap. You got to deal with it. So, going back to everything is as it should be right now, that crap is in front of you saying, come on, you need to deal with this. So, I guess you could say right now, I've recently been going through stuff. I feel like ever since the spiritual journey has happened to me, it's like I've healed and I've moved on and gotten better with this and better with that. But also, as I've gone on, other stuff, other crap that I didn't realize was hiding over there in the corner is coming up. A lot of it's emotional, and I think almost the emotional stuff is almost more difficult to deal with than the physical stuff. And so some emotional stuff is coming up, and I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. I wish it would just go away. I don't want to see it. And it's coming to you in whatever way, shape, or form it is. Now, something may have happened to you recently that spurs some old emotions inside of you. And those things are happening to help you deal with those emotions. So you can complain that, oh, okay, well, this is happening because everything's supposed to be how it is right now in this moment. And you're like, okay, I guess it's because I didn't deal with this crap. Try to face your life circumstances with that model a little bit, and it helps you to understand it better. I mean, I can't get specific to what's happening in your life, but this stuff is coming up for you to deal with, for you to evolve. And you need to deal with it because you didn't deal with it a long time ago. Because if you don't deal with it, it's going to actually further things worse. Okay. So like I said, the pile of crap, it's going to just keep piling up and piling up and piling up. It's kind of like that pile of papers you have on your desk, and just one day you just sit down and you're like, I hate this. I got to do it. It's even like paying the bills. I know I got to do it. Let's just sit down and do it. Let's deal with it. And then, funny thing is, once all that crap is over and done with, you're through whatever that crap is that you just went through, you look back and you're like, that really wasn't so bad. Or, yeah, it was bad, but hey, I learned this. Or, hey, now I'm better at this. Now I feel this way. Now I think differently. So you can also reflect back on things in your life that have happened where you went through some kind of trials, a breakup or a divorce or a passing of somebody, or, whatever. I know for us, a big thing that happened with us was that we kept going from house to house and we lost everything we owned to mold. And now we can look back at it and be like, there was a lot that we learned. And in that moment, we were like, what is going on? Why does this keep happening to us? But there was a lot that we can reflect back on and say, oh, well, we were thinking this and we were believing this and we were behaving this way and we weren't facing these feelings and these emotions. And now we can look back and say, okay, lessons learned. And they're good because it has helped us to evolve. And really, we are ever evolving. We should not just always be the same. Sometimes you think, I just wish I was the same as I was 20 years ago or whatever. Yeah, there's parts of you maybe that you wanted from 20 years ago, but our idea is to evolve. Do you want your kids to be a 5-year-old when they're 40, or want them to be evolved? Do you want them to be mature? Do you want them to be successful? Do you want them to whatever, You want to see them evolve and grow. Well, why not you? It's not like, okay, I hit 20 years old. I went to school. I'm done. Now let me just live my same old life every day doing the same thing. That's not what we want in this life. We want to evolve until our last dying breath. We even want to be evolving, okay? You can look at older people and you can see wisdom. Wisdom because of all the stuff that they've been through. And you right now, you could look back and reflect on stuff that you've been through, hopefully, and say, I've learned this. And you can look at other people that are going through things and you're like, oh, wow, okay, I can see them going through that. But you can see it almost becomes beautiful, if you will. I don't want some of you to think, oh, that's not beautiful, because you're seeing that this process is for people to learn and to grow. I can even look at some of my friends and family members going through certain things and say, wow, that really sucks. And it's not that they're deserving of it. I don't feel like, oh, well, they deserve that health issue. They deserve that divorce. It's a process of, okay, yeah, this sucks and I feel bad for them, but I look at the positive and say, wow, this is really going to help them grow. Because sometimes you can see things in your friends and family and you're like, they do kind of have this little thing about them that I think that this situation could really help them to get rid of that trait or that emotion, or I don't know if you want to call it a flaw because that's kind of judgmental, but you can look at other people like that. Try to look at yourself, and it helps you to kind of look at situations you're going through in your life a little bit easier, because everything's not going to always be up here, and you're going to have your lows, you're going to have your ups and downs, and you've probably heard it. Well, without the highs or without the lows, you wouldn't have the highs, because you wouldn't understand, well, this is sucky and this is great. Because if everything was always great, it would almost get boring. And I'm not saying that you have to have sucky things in your life to make life good and happy, but those lows kind of help to, I don't know, it's like a wave, it helps to realize the potential of everything that's good, and it helps you to grow and to learn. And sometimes you may have big waves like this and you're like, wow, life's so incredible. Oh, life sucks. Oh, but I've heard, and I can feel it myself, that the more you evolve, the easier the waves are. They're like this, and you could say, well, then you're not as happy. What's that? No, it's not that you're not as happy. It's like down here, you were down here, but now you're up here and your waves are up here. You're already evolved, so you're understanding that happiness is just a state of mind and being present with things as they are. And that's another thing, is that you should being present can help that saying about everything is exactly as it should be right at this moment. If you're present with everything that's going on, you can be happy despite your circumstances. And that's a key to a lot of people healing. And I've had so many people say this to me, like, what can I do to help myself heal? And I think that over and over again, I see it within me, reflect back on me, and I look at other people, other testimonies, my friends, whatever. And the key has always been either just surrender or to just be present, basically meaning you are happy despite your circumstances. So even though things are crappy, you look at what is good from it and what you are learning, what you are going through. Quit looking at the negative and be thankful for what is in that very moment.